Almost every religion talks about the soul. Christians call it the eternal spirit, Hindus call it Atman, and many cultures believe there's something inside us that lives forever. But here's the twist. The Buddha, one of the greatest spiritual teachers in history, rejected the idea of a permanent soul. Why would he say something so radical? And what does that mean for us today? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might see life, and even yourself, in a whole new way. To really understand Buddha's teaching, we need to go back to ancient India around 2,500 years ago. Back then, Hindu philosophy taught that every person has an Atman, a pure, unchanging soul. This Atman was believed to be eternal, moving from one body to another through reincarnation, until it finally united with Brahman, the ultimate reality. So for people of that time, the soul was the very foundation of spiritual life. But then came Siddhartha Gautama, the man who became the Buddha. After years of meditation and searching for truth, he came to a very different realization. What we think of as the self is not permanent. It's always changing. It's not a fixed soul. The Buddha described human existence as made up of 5 aggregates: body, feelings, perceptions, thoughts, and consciousness. Imagine them like parts of a car. A car isn't just the engine, or the wheels, or the seats. It's the collection of parts working together. In the same way, what we call the self is really just these 5 constantly changing processes. There's no eternal driver sitting inside us. This teaching is called Anatta, or no soul. Now, some people hear that and feel uncomfortable. They say, wait, are you saying I don't exist? But that's not what the Buddha meant. He wasn't denying existence. He was denying a permanent, unchanging self. Let's use an example. Think about a candle flame. When you look at it, it seems like one continuous flame. But in reality, the flame is burning fresh fuel every second. It's never the exact same flame twice. Our body and mind work the same way. We feel like the same person we were yesterday, but in reality, our cells, our thoughts, our emotions, they've all changed. So when the Buddha said there is no soul, he was pointing to this reality. Life is a flow, not a fixed thing. Now you might be wondering, why does this matter? Why not just believe in a soul like everyone else? Here's why. The Buddha saw that believing in a permanent soul creates attachment and suffering. If we think we have an eternal, unchanging self, we cling to it. We defend our ego. We fear death. We become trapped in pride, anger, and greed, all because we're holding on to the illusion of a me that must be protected at all costs. By teaching Anatta, the Buddha offered freedom. If the self is not permanent, then we don't need to cling so tightly. We can let go of ego. We can accept change. We can face death without fear, knowing that what we call self is simply part of a larger process of life. Another question people ask is, if there's no soul, then how does Buddhism explain rebirth? The Buddha compared it to one flame lighting another flame. The first flame passes on energy, but it's not the exact same flame. In the same way, our actions, our karma, create conditions for the next life without needing a permanent soul to carry over. It's not the same person being reborn, but it's not completely disconnected either. It's a flow, a continuation, like a river that keeps moving, but is never made of the same water twice. So what can we learn from this today? The teaching of Anatta invites us to live with less attachment. If there's no fixed self, that our problems, our anger, even our identity, they're not permanent. They can change. It also means we're free to grow. You're not locked into being the same person forever. Every day, you can let go of old habits, old identities, and create a new you. And most importantly, you can approach life with compassion. If there's no permanent me or you, then we're all part of the same changing flow of existence. That makes kindness, not ego, the heart of spiritual life. So why did Buddha reject the idea of a soul? Because he saw that everything is impermanent. Our body, our mind, our emotions. By letting go of the idea of a fixed self, he found freedom from fear and ego. Maybe that's the real wisdom for us too. Stop clinging to who you think you are and start embracing the flow of who you can become. If this gave you a new perspective, let me ask you, do you believe in a permanent soul, or do you agree with Buddha that we are always changing? Drop your answer in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more spiritual wisdom made simple.